Hey, what's going on guys, it's Eldom99, back on another Borderlands 2 video for you guys. And in today's video, I'll be showing you guys my OP8 Kreig Hellborn build. Now, I want to say I am so sorry I've not uploaded in a while. I've just been busy coming up with new series, like different series for Borderlands 2. And I have just been playing with a group of friends and working on my way through the campaign. But I hope this video makes up for it, as I will be putting a download save for my OP8 Kreig in the description below, and as well as that, I will be showing you guys my OP8 Hellborn build. Now, my OP8 Hellborn build is pretty different to most Hellborn builds. It does not revolve around Bloodlust as much as many do. As you see, I'm in the Dragon's Lair. I've been taking on the dragons on OP8, getting some new strategies and stuff. But as you see, I have gone Interfacer. Now that my build basically revolves around the Interfacer and obviously fire damage. I've got the double penetrating uncapped Herald, just because it's the Herald. I've got the non-elemental Northleaf. Actually, somebody gave me this. This is not be able to be obtained unless using Gibbed. And then I have the Grog Nozzle. As well as that, guys, I would like to point out, you will notice on screen, I do not have any black lines in my game. And that this area looks a lot better than it did, I think. And that's because I have changed the Willow game engine. I will be making a tutorial on how to do that for anybody who wants to change it on PC. But that's not even the whole point of this video. So I'm going to show you guys my build really fast. So I'm actually going to respec just so this makes it easier. So obviously anybody who's played as Kreig knows that Buzzsax Rampage is your basic skill. So you want to spec into that straight away. Next, you want to go into the Hellborn build. Now, this is what I do. You want to put 5 points into Burn Baby Burn. Burn damage increased, effects further increased while you are on fire. Chance to light yourself on fire when igniting an enemy. Burn damage plus 7%. Additional on fire bonus plus 15%. Ignite yourself chance 7%. You want to put 5 points into that. That increases it drastically, as you can see there, to 35, 75, and 35. Next, you want to go to Fuel the Fire. Kill skill. Killing an enemy increases your chances of causing elemental effects. You only want to put 1 point into that because you can use I use the Legendary Torch class mod, which gives me 5. Well, which gives me 5. So that'll give me 6 out of 5, and you only need 6. Next, you want to go into Pain is Power. Weapon damage increased on all weapons except sniper rifles. Critical hit damage bonus reduced on all weapons. That's not so much of an annoyance about having the critical hit damage bonus reduced. You just want this for weapon damage increased. So that's where you want to spec into that. So that's basically what you want to do. Next, you want to go into Numb Nerves. All damage is reduced while on fire. That's pretty basic. You want to put 5 points into that. Next, you want to go into Elemental Elation. While elemental status effect damage is being done to enemies, you gain stacks of Elemental Elation. It's basically how the Bloodlust stack works. You get 100 stacks on Bloodlust. On this, you get 20, as it says down there. You fire rate and magazine size increased for each stack of Elemental Elation. Stacks will not decay while you're on fire. So you want to put 5 points into that to get a fire rate increase of 3% and a mag size per stack plus 5%, plus the max stacks of 20, which will be combined with the Bloodlust stacks, so that gives you a great big size of magazine. Next, you want to go into Delusional Damage. All elemental status effects you cause have a chance to light yourself on fire. You just want to put that in. Ignite chances are determined by those accumulated from Burn Baby Burn and Fuel the Fire. So this is basically for damage over time. Is corrosion, electrocute, slag, or burn damage. That's basically why you want to spec into that. You don't want to spec into Fire Friend, Halitosis. Oh, Halitosis, sorry. Hellfire Halitosis. Yeah, that's it. And Flame Flare. You do not want to go into any of them. Flame Flare increases duration of burn on yourself, which is not good. And you get to ignite yourself more times, which you do not want. So you want to go into Elemental Empathy. Now this plays a big part in this build, guys, especially with the Grog Nozzle or any Moxie weapon. I just use the Grog Nozzle for slag, but this is a pretty decent skill. A percentage of elemental status effect damage done to the enemies heals you. So when you put one into that, it goes to 5%, next one's 10%, and eventually it will build up to 25%. So this is for your damage over time. So when you get a fire dot on an enemy, you keep getting healed 25% for each damage per second from that. So that's pretty awesome for that, guys. That's why I spec into that. That basically keeps you alive in this game for OP8 Kreig. It didn't really matter so much on level 61, but it does now on OP8 as fire dots, and any dot from elemental damage increases drastically. Then next you want to go into Raving Retribution. While you're on fire, taking damage from enemies will spawn homing balls of fire that seek out the attacker and explode on impact. Fireballs only trigger once per second. You just want to spec into that because the fireballs do damage and it can heal you as well, which is always good. So that's basically it for the Hellborn build. For that side of the tree. It's not just this part here, there's much more to go into it. Next, I'm going to go into the Bloodlust stack just because it's easier to do it like this. You want to put 5 into blood-filled guns. Magazine size of all weapons increase for each stack of weapon Bloodlust. Doing damage to an enemy adds a stack of Bloodlust. You basically get that, guys. It increases your magazine size. The max stack is 100. It's like the Anarchy stacks, so they don't decay as fast. So, then, you want to go into... When you go down, they don't decay as fast, that's what I mean. Next, you don't want to go into any of these skills here. All you want to go into is Blood Twitch, Kill Skill, Killing an enemy increases your weapon swap speed for each stack of Bloodlust. So you want to spec into that by 5. Then you want to go into Bloodbath, Kill Skill, Killing an enemy with a grenade or explosive increases weapon damage for each stack of Bloodlust. Enemy kill this way, it has a greater chance to drop grenade ammo. You just want to put 3 points into that. And after you have a chance to get grenades every time, as grenades will be a big part in this for boss fighting. Next we're going to go into the Mania skill tree. You don't want to go into melee, empty the rage, or pull the pin. You want to spec into feed the meat, max health, and shield recharge delay increased. You only want this for the max health array, guys. So that's why you spec into that. Next, then you want to go into embrace the pain. Fire rate is increased when you're shielded down. Shield recharge delay is increased again. But you want this because your fire rate when you're shielded down with the flame of the Firehawk, it increases it drastically with an interphaser. Now, guys, this is for raid boss as well. This is a pretty awesome skill set. For the interface, it'll work pretty well. You can use other shotguns, but I'm only doing this one for shotgun damage. I will probably bring out a melee one pretty soon if you guys want that. So that's what I'm just going to say there is for shotgun damage. Next, you want to go to Thrill to Kill. A percentage of overkill damage is returned to you as your health. You only really want to put 5 points into this, just for the fact when you kill like a raid boss, the dragons, one of the dragons, you get increased health. That's why you want to put that in there. That's really just for raid boss fighting, so that's all you guys need to worry about. Next, you want to put into Strip the Flesh. Explosive elemental damage increased. Bonus increased when you fight for life. That's always helpful to get up. So you're going to put 5 points into that. So that's them done. Next, you want to go into Redeem the Soul. You can instantly revive down teammates. After reviving your teammate in this way, you must fight for your life. Now, this is not for the fact that it's for team players. It's pretty good for team players, but not always great in raid boss fights. I have this on for in solo player. So, when you go down, you have an increased 50% fight for lifetime. There's a few other skills as well that add on to this. If I can find it. There you go. Fight for your life bonus plus 15%. I think that's for the elemental damage. So that gives you a great merge of the timer being increased and having your damage increased with explosive weapons, which is always good to use the health to get up. So that's why I put that into there. And then next we're going to Assault the Wound. Now Assault the Wound is the big part of this build for the interfacer. Taking damage from an enemy while your shield is down adds a stack of Assault the Wound. Melee and shotgun damage increase for each stack. You just want to put 5 into that, guys. And the reason I have that is because obviously with the interfacer and your shield will be down quite a lot of times. Obviously because it's the flame of the Firehawk. Now you can see I've got 6 points there. That is 6 skill points from the Chaotic Evil Barbarian class mod. Now you only get this from Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. So that's it. That's what the build is really. Melee damage per stack is plus 16.5%. That's not what we want that for. We want it for shotgun damage per stack plus 11%. So each time you get Assault the Wound, you keep getting added on damage, plus the interface's damage per second, and the critical hit damage that we will get from the Chaotic Evil Barbarian. That is the build, guys. That is the OP8 help. With it. There we go. You can see it. Nope. Nope. That ain't gonna work. Let's try this again. There we go. Now you can see it just a little bit better. Yeah. Right. So that's basically it, guys. That's my Hellborn build. It works pretty well with the dragons. And it just works well in general because the interfaces can be used. I use the 3 interfaces: Caustic, Fire, and Electrocution. Now that's why I have the Assault the Wound stacks, obviously. But the Hellborn build for the healthy generation. That's a pretty good build, I think. You can spec into Hellborn and just Bloodlust To get all the way down to Blood Explosion, go into Blood-Filled Guns. The one I've got 3 out of 5 on, it is, I can't remember what that is, guys. Bloodbath, then you can go into Fuel the... No, if you do that, it takes you to Boiling Blood, sorry. Or you got to just stack into that 5 times, then into that 5 times, then into Blood Explosion, obviously. Into there, Feed the Meat, Embrace the Pain, then just Destruct the Flesh. That's it. That's all you really do on that Hellborn build. But I like mine just because the interface of damage. Now, I'm going to get into the skills, not the skills, the weaponry. Obviously, I've got a double penetrating unkempt helmet, obviously, with the Jacob's Grip for increased damage, and it's a pretty awesome gun. So I use that for getting up. Then I have the Puissant Northerly. Mine's non-elemental, as I said. A friend dropped it down, so you can't obtain this any other way. But you can use the Fire Northerly with the Hellborn build. I've just got this on because of the dragons. Then you want to obviously get yourself a Grog Nozzle for the slag damage. I don't really, it's good for healing, obviously, but I just use it for slag. That's what I like it for. So that's basically it. It's got 46.8% chance to slag, which is awesome. So that's why I use that. Then I've got the Interfacer, Participal Interfacer. That gives you more projectiles. Obviously, it's ×9. So that's why I use that. Obviously, it's a Fire Interfacer for the Hellborn. So yeah, you get that off for Lacidus. So yeah, good luck for that if you're doing a Hellborn Kreig and you don't have one. You're going to absolutely kill. Use a Gunzerker. That's my best thing to tell you guys. Then I've got the Inflammable Flame of the Firehawk. Normal Flame of the Firehawk's better for capacity, but not for Nova damage. So yeah, that's why I've got that. And that will heal me every time fire hits an enemy. Next, I've got the Chain Lightning to disable, obviously get rid of my shield. So I can do Novas when I'm not fighting raid bosses. So that's why I've got that. You get that from Tiny Tina's Assault and Dragon Keep as well. Next, I've got the Fire Bone of the Ancients for plus 39%. It's got a cooldown rate of 47%. I don't use Bozak's Rampage, guys. That is not part of this build. So that's just the only reason I've got it is for the fire damage then. Next, I've got a Chaotic Evil Barbarian class mod. I told you guys you can only get this in Tina's Assault and Dragon's Keep. You can only use it if you have the Tiny Tina's Assault and Dragon Keep DLC. Class requirement is obviously a Psycho. Critical hit damage is plus 53%. That is why I have it. So that is, and plus the damage the interfacer does. With that is insane, guys. And then I've got fire rate of 35%, which is even better for when my shield's down. Pretty sure it's 70% fire rate, is it? 35%, sorry. Plus the 53%, so that's what, 50... No, plus 35. 35 and 35, obviously, is 70, so that's a pretty big fire rate increase. And then I've got, obviously, 6 out of 5 for Assault the Wound, and then 5 for Blood Trance. Blood Trance is that for the duration of Bozak's Rampage. I don't use it, so that's the only reason I got that for the Assault the Wound stacks. Obviously, the other two interfaces, the Shock and the Caustic. The Fire Avenger for getting fire damage, obviously, but I picked this up only yesterday, so that's why it's on there. Then I've got the Puissant Northerly, obviously for the fire when I'm down, so that really helps to get up as well. And then I've got the Ferocious Shredder Fire. Somebody join my game and drop this down, guys. So yeah, it does drop from Hyperius. Obviously, it's not as designated drop as you can drop the Sledge Shotgun as well, or you can get it from the Treasure Room or Pilot Pete or the Dragons. You can get it from any Invincible, so yeah, that's where you can get that. Then I've got the Fire Logan's gun, obviously, because it's only Fire Elemental that you can get. I just use this to get Northerly bullets, so that's the only reason I've got that in there. Then I've got the Participal Surhand for increased projectiles. This is a Moxie weapon, so it heals you. Very shot. Done. I use that because it's fire, obviously. And yeah, it's pretty awesome when you're playing with multiple people. Next, I've got a Kitten. It's the Corrosive Kitten just to get rid of buzzards. It really does help, and it's a pretty awesome gun in general, and you get a big magazine size. So yeah, that's awesome as well. Got a Fire Kitten, obviously, for the fire damage, so there's nothing different there. Shockbone of the Ancients for the Shock Interfacer. Then I've got the Blood of the Ancients for max health, SMG, and launcher ammo. I only use that when I'm running for areas which I need to use a rocket launcher in. That's the only reason I've got that, and for the max health as well. And then I've got a Corrosive Bone of the Ancients for corrosive damage for the Caustic Interfacer for killing bots. And this build does kill loaders pretty effectively, so do not worry about that. If you have a Corrosive Kitten on or the Interfacer, you will kill them. Then I've got the Legendary Torch class mod, the True Neutral Barbarian for the magazine size of 85%, Lawful Evil Barbarian for critical hit damage and weapon accuracy. I picked these up. Then I got a Bent Toast mod. The Lob Stormfront, I'm going to get back to the Legend Torch mod in a minute. Then I've got the Lob Stormfront for healing, the Magic Missile for slag and healing. Then I've got a Sham Shield to absorb bullets, and a Rough Rider for the melee Kreig when I seem when I want to do that. But I'm going to get back onto this Legendary Torch mod. Now, this is one of the new mods that came out with the OP8. You cannot use this mod unless you have the OP8 cap, so I would only recommend downloading the save, guys, if you have the Tiny Tina DLC, because I'll go to Sanctuary for you guys, so when you do download it, you can spawn in there, but you might not be able to use some of the weapons if you don't have the DLCs, so there could be some weapons in the vault, though, that are useful for you guys, so don't worry about that. So that is the Legendary Torch mod that came out. It's fantastic for the Hellborn. 6% burn damage, 5 into burn baby burn, fuel the fire skill, flame flare skill, elemental elation, and embrace the pain. So there you go. There's embrace the pain for the increased fire rate, which is 70% when you add that on. Then you get that 70% burn damage, 150% additional fire, 70% chance to light yourself on fire. Then I've got 6 out of 5 for this. Elemental effect chance, 240%. Night self chance, 42%. Then you got the elemental elation just for the fire rate per stack, and magazine size increases drastically. Like with it. Then flame flare I don't use, so that's the news, and that goes into that. It also does not go into anything else, so that's basically what that Legendary Torch mod does. And that's it, guys. That is my OP8 Kreig save and build. If you guys want to see any more builds done on Kreig, such as an explosive build or melee build, leave in the comment section below, as I will actually do that for you guys. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like on the video if it did help you with finding a good build for Kreig. Also, don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with any Borderlands 2 content I produce for you guys, such as builds. I do have a new series coming out showing you guys different things about Borderlands 2 that might help you guys. I'm not going to tell you the title. You guys will have to just wait for that. So if you want to see that, subscribe to obviously see it. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Links will be in the description for that as well. And yeah, thank you for watching. I said the download save will be in there. And yeah, make sure to have the Teen DLC if you want to use the Chaotic Evil Barbarian. Make sure to have the Hamlock DLC to use the Interfacer. Make sure to have the Tug DLC to use the Kitten and the Slow Hand, and make sure to have the Scarlet DLC to use the Sandhawks in the vault. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys in my next video.